And we are going to see today control flow statements. So this is very important topic to discuss, where I would say the main flows and whatever you do in the coding, how you want to trace and drive your code. That is where your control flow is being considered and take advantage of. So your control flow statements, let's have a look at them. So I'm naming it like this. You can ignore the spaces, and this is how you can write the name of the project. So this is how your Java project look like. We have also created it yesterday. It was just be containing a JRE file and your SRC folder in which you will be creating few of the packages. So you just have to right click over here, go to new, and first you can create a package. Let's say I want to talk about control flow. So you can name like control flow. And in that you can start creating few of the classes. So first of all, we will be talking about some decision making statements. Okay, and I'm taking this as main. So let's talk about some basics, some theory about it, initial story. So when I talk about control statement, we are having three main types of control statement. One is your decision making statements, which comes with your if condition. If you have heard of, then we have if else, and it is also called as if else ladder when you have so many of if else conditions. So we are going to see a few of the examples as well. And then your switch case. So this is what we call as decision making statements. So this is something, by the word itself, you can understand that if you want to make a decision on a certain process you are going on, I want to exit out of the loop, I want to go further to do the next steps. It can be in Selenium, it can be anywhere in your Java application as well. We will be more focusing on how we see things in the Selenium. So if you want to do, by the word itself says, if you want to do this, this is going to happen. With the help of your examples, we are going to see, it will help you to understand. Then your looping statements, that is coming with your for loop, your while loop, and your do while loop. So these are all your looping statements. Then your branching statements, that covers your break, your continue, and where one is called as return. This is sometimes used. Basically, this is something which you return something, that is a different thing. This is something else where you want to stop your whole set of script which is going on midway something as soon as you get something as a positive result. So we will look at have a look at the examples, then you will be able to understand it more. Okay, so let me just close my WhatsApp so that I will not be getting issue with it. So let's start with the if condition. Let's have a look at how we see an if condition. So I have if here, which is a keyword, which is a part of your Java library. This is written somewhere, and that is why it is being shown you in this particular color. Every certain things you will find, which is a part of your library, will look like this in this particular color. And whatever you are creating, user defined ones, will be stay in the black color. So how does the syntax of your if looks like? So if you will start from here, then inside it, you are going to put a condition in it. It can be any condition. You are checking whether, let's say, 4 is less than 5. This is a condition. 5 is greater than 4. This is a condition. So these kind of conditions, there will be placed, this will be placed over here, and we are expecting a result towards it in a form of true and false. So yesterday we discussed about data types and we found in Boolean conditions, we have two results. One is true or false. So we look for the true condition till the time it remain true, it will execute. If it is false, it will not execute. So what will execute and what will not, that I will show you. So this is how you write some condition. I have given two examples like this. There can be other conditions which we are going to see, and that is going to result you in the form of your true and false. If it is true, then what will happen? So the body of if or anything on Java, I would say, will be starting from this curly braces and ending from this closing curly braces. So whatever comes under this will be a body of this if condition. So if this particular condition is going to happen as true, then only this particular body, whatever, let's say there is a print statement or something in it, that is going to print or execute. Okay, so this is how your syntax look like. Let me comment this up and talk about the real example now. So you have been looking at maybe API testing a lot, and you know if somebody has not done that as well, but they might be knowing about 200 status code. So 200 is something which is very generic, which is looked for in any kind of response you are going to get it from the API request. If you are getting 200, that means your API is fine, you are getting the right response. So for example, let's say you are trying to hit any of the website, let's say this one, and you're getting the website being displayed on the browser. So in this case also you are requesting the web www, that this is the website I'd want to see on my browser, and if it is there, then it is going to throw you over here and you can see that. Let's say if I change the URL here, if I make it com, so they don't have any kind of such URL, so they are not going to give you anything like that. So it is saying it is parked somewhere, so you can have it, buy it, something like that. But there is no such URL available in the www. That is why this is not coming. But the one which is available, this is coming. So you are requesting via your browser, which will be called as client, to the server, which is your www, World Wide Web, that is responding you back this particular website. So what we are getting out of it, we are getting 200 as the response code, which is very generic response code we expect it from. So that is what we are going to check. I will give you some sample examples here. So what I will do, I have int status code. This is how we were writing yesterday. This is your data type. This is your reference variable, and you are putting a value here. Okay. So you are assigning it directly. This is my URL and this is your assignment value. Then you are going to check. So you don't know as of now, let's say this value is coming from when you're hitting this URL and then you are getting it. As of now, I'm hard coded. This is called as hard coding, where you are putting the value directly. But in actual term, it will be coming in the form of maybe from any process the way I show you. Over that only you are going to get. So we will reach to that point as well, but let's consider this, that this is coming from your that response only when you have tried to hit on the website. So this is the code you have received. Okay. So now in the via code, you want to check whether this is the right code I am expecting or not. So you can use if conditions like this, and you will put a bracket here and put status code equal to 200. Okay. And this will be your condition now. Condition can be used and taken up in this form, like you can use any arithmetic operators like less than, greater than, equal to, like this. So what we want is, we want to check whether the value which we are going to get it from here is that same and equal to this or not. If they are equal, then what will happen? So what did we got? My page got loaded successfully. This was my website page, and this is, let's say, a home page. that got successfully loaded. So that you can write it over here. Page loaded successfully. Okay. Is this throwing you an error? Okay. What next? So you are done with simple, like if you are getting this, then you are fine. So this is your basic if condition. Okay. So let's run this. So I show you that you can run it from here, but I would recommend you to, if you are running it for the first time, you try to go with the right click and then use the run as and click on the Java application. This is more better way to go with when you're trying the first time in the class. So when you're going for the first second time, let's say, then this is fine. So we have got page load successfully because both the numbers are matching, right? So what will happen? Let's say if I change this number to 201 and then save and then run. So this is not giving me any result. Why? Because I have not given any else condition or any other condition value that what will happen if both are not matching. So what you are going to do is if you are in this situation and you let's say you are testing your APIs and everything, then you will not stop here with this only if condition. You have to add the else condition as well in the same. Okay. So this will be called as your if condition, which you rarely find in your code. Only if condition is rarely find. Let's talk about the if else. So I will use the same example, but I'm going to use it along with the, so let me comment this up and I will keep it over here so that you can refer to it later. I'm using the same variable, that is why they are starting throwing me an error. So what will happen if they are not matching? So for that you have to put a condition called as else. So you will write else here, and with else you don't have to put any bracket and say anything. Else is something, if something doesn't happen, if the condition is not met, or if it is not throwing you a true value, if it is throwing you a false value, then this particular, it is going to jump to the else condition and it will skip this piece, the body of the if. So this is not going to run. It will directly jump to the else and you can write, let's say page not found. Okay. So this way you can have a basic if else condition. Any questions on this? I think this is clear. So you can extend this up as well with more values. Let's say if I talk about, mm, let's talk about the voting one. Let me just switch on the fan. Just a second. If you don't hear me clearly, then let me know. So this is your if else condition. I am giving you one more example where you can use the if else condition in a better way. So I'm going to take a grading system. Okay. So in the grading system, let's say we are in a school, or let's say I'm taking your exams on the interview based course and you have to score certain percentage in it, for example, or maybe my kid is in a school and she has to score some particular number so that she can pass the class and move to the next section or the next uh, class, I would say. So what will happen? Let's say I'm giving some condition. If percentage is equal to greater than equal to 90, then print first grade. Okay. if percentage is greater than equal to 75 and 75 and percentage is less than 90. Okay. Why less than 90? Because I have taken equal to 90 already, right? That is why I'm saying less than 90. That means up to 89. Okay. So if this will happen, so you can say print second grade. Then if your percentage is greater than equal to, for example, let's say 60% and percentage is less than 75, then third grade. And in the last, if that is not scored, for example, I'm assuming if it is less than 60, then fail. I'm assuming it's not the right case, but let's assume it. So let me take a number now. I am going to take a byte this time so that we can understand that we can have a small number as well in the small data types we have discussed yesterday. So data types, we have seen that byte is the very small one and we have used these kind of numbers. So why not to have this one? So byte percentage equal to, let's say 74. And I'm going to apply this if else condition, which we have seen the scenario in the form of your if else via your Java. So percentage is, again, you have to write the same thing, equal to 90. Then what should happen? I have to print with this system.out.println. This is how you print in this console for Java. So what you have got? First grade. Now, else percentage is less than 90. So if you look at this condition or situation or scenario, it is saying that 75, between 75 and 89, or you can say 90. Let's take the boundary as well. So if something is between 75 and 90, then it is your second grade. But how come I will be able to write it via code? Where is this and is going to come? So in this case, we have something called as and or conditions. This is also a mathematical things which you must be doing in your school and college. So when I'm saying and means when I'm taking two conditions, so I'm expecting that both the conditions should be true. Then only my code is going to run for that particular condition which I am using. If I am using or, that means either of two conditions. Let me write it. Let's say and here, and percentage greater than equal to 75. Okay, so this is your condition now. So if you are saying a percentage is less than 90 and percentage is greater than 75, so you are expecting both the condition, this is condition 1 and this is condition 2, both should be true. Then only it will be, this particular body is going to execute. So how to write this and condition where this is the demand over here with the help of your coding is by using this 2 ampersand here. And if you want to write or, so you have to write this pillars. This is just above your enter key, and this is your or, and this is your and. So in our case, we want both the conditions to be true. I want my percentage to be, if I'm giving a number, that should be relying between 75 and 90. Then only I've got a second grade. So instead of writing this, we will be replacing it with 2 ampersands. Okay, so I have not added one if condition here. So when you are using a ladder, and you are adding one condition in it, then you have to use this if condition for sure. And I will show you how this is going to work. Then you will be able to understand it more. So if condition is this, where percentage is greater than 90, then you are first grade. If it is between 75 and 90, you are getting a second grade. Then again, you have another one if condition here that you can, let's copy paste it. I will change it accordingly. So percentage is less than 75 and greater than 60. So this is the demand. So when you have a condition again, so I have a series of condition, or I can say multiple conditions I have. So this is how you have to use if else like this. And this is your third grade. And when you have not having anything, you have a condition, you can write it, but still this is the last one. So you don't have to mention this up. You can directly say else, and in its body you can say fail. So whichever is your last condition, that you can make it fail as well. So let's have a look at our number. So I have given 74. Let's see how it is going to work. So I will put a compiler here. Just a second. So let me save it. What is the issue? Just a second. Okay, you can see this breakpoint I have added. So it will stop over here and it will move further. So instead of directly running it, I will be using debugger so that you can understand in a better way. So what you have to do, right click, go to debug as, and click on Java application. Or you can use this icon as well, this insect item icon, if you want to debug. So either of two is fine. So I prefer going with this. Okay, so this is what I have already got because I have not put any kind of breakpoint anywhere here. So I have got this one. So we were not looking for this one. We are actually looking for how this is going to run. So I will go and click on this next button. So this is what you have to follow. Maybe you are copying it from Google, then only then also you have to copy it on any of the ID, let's say Eclipse, then start doing the debugging. Don't run it directly. If you go directly running it, you might not be able to understand what exactly is going on. Okay. So I clicked on this and I move to the second step now from 48 to 49. And if I want to see whenever you cross the step, then only you can see the variable if that is holding up any value. So if you are on the same line, then you can't see it. If you just crossed it, like I have crossed the 48th line and reached to the 49, then you can see doing a mouse over on it and you can see my 74 has been stored in this variable called as percentage by doing this assignment, and that was a byte type. This we have done yesterday, so just giving you an overview. Now it's time to see the if condition where you have a 75 here, sorry, 74 here, which will come over here like this. So now it is going to check 74 is greater than equal to 90 or not. So the answer is no. So that is why you can see this became yellow and saying dead code. That means it is not going to run into this particular body because my condition is false. So my if conditions are actually looking for a true value, true results. Then only it will move. So I will bring back to percentage only so that it should work in a good way. Okay, so I am on this line number 49. So you have to focus. Now, if I just do next here, it will not go into this anywhere. it will directly jump from line number 49 to your 52 or 53. Okay. It will not go into this body. So let me show you. So if I click on it, it's just jumped to the line number 52. Now my condition will be checked whether my percentage is between 75 and 90. Okay, so this will come here 74 like this. Okay, so this is fine. 74 is less than 90, this is fine. Then I am putting 74 here again. Now you will see again this became a dead code. Dead code. Okay. Why? Because this condition is failed. 74 is less than, sorry, it's not greater than equal to 75. It is actually less than equal to 75. Oh, sorry, less than 75. So that is where we are using ampersand here, and we are looking for both the conditions to be true. So my one of the condition is true, but my second condition is false. So it result me a false value, and my body of this particular else if is not going to work. Okay. So let me bring it back again to percentage so that we can move. Otherwise, this will remain as the error. So I'm replacing it just to make you understand that this is what exactly happening over here. Okay, let's go to next now. So now again, you will see if this was not giving me a true response from the condition. So this piece is also going to be skipped and it will directly jump to my 55th line. Let's see. You can see my pointer is now on 55th line directly. Now again, I will bring my 74 here, which is fine. Then again, I put my 74 here. This is also fine. So 74 is less than 75, true. Okay, true. And 74 is greater than 60, that is also true. So true plus true is true. So that means this particular else if is fitting well based on the value I have given. So this particular else if body is going to be executed. Otherwise, others will not. So as soon as you identify your right else if, the rest of the else conditions will start getting avoided, and you can see dead code here again. Okay. This is coming because again, I'm putting the number, but it will actually run and decide on the runtime. So when I'm running it, then it will be decided because at the runtime only this value will be replaced by 74. I hope you're getting the point where I'm saying runtime. So runtime means when I'm running and moving from one step to another. So let's replace it again with the percentage to make it viable to move to next. So now you will see my pointer will jump to 56, 57, 58, all of these in this body. So let me show you. So it has came to 57. Okay. 56 is a bracket, so it was considered fine. Now I will again click on this and you can see my third grade has been printed. And now if I do next, again, this else is also going to be skipped and it will come out of the whole set of my conditions approach. Okay, so it came out and it didn't went to this piece at all. It has completely skipped. So as many if else you are going to put, as soon as it is going to get a positive response, it is going to get out of it. So that is also we put this last else condition so that if nothing is matching, you are not fitting, your value or number is not fitting well, or maybe it could be string as well. You are checking some string value. If that is not fitting well, then this is the right place it is going to fall. Okay. So if I make it 14, so let me run it first completely. So this way you can just click on it, or if you want to run it directly, if you are fine, then you can click on this icon. This has been disabled now, but this is called as resume. Okay, so we have got our result. Let me change it to 14 now. So that means fail. So let's see if that is working. So it will go through all of these if else conditions and check whether this 14 is fitting somewhere and resulting me a true value. If it is not, then it is going to fall in this else condition. So let's run this. So you can see fail.